Monday night tops. Monday night, Monday night, Monday night tops. Monday night, Monday night, Monday night tops. Monday night tops.
And welcome to Monday Night Tops. Let's go ahead and bring in our just perfect host that we have tonight. And as always, welcome to Monday Night Tops. Your host, Trumaine Bradley.
Yes. Thank you, Zach. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I need to have whatever you're drinking, Zach. I love you. No, but thank you all for coming out tonight. I'm really excited. This is the show that you all control. So you all already talking about the movies, the shows, and the music. Now we're just going to be doing it together. And I brought some of my funniest friends along with for the ride. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the movies and shows that have strong Black female leads. Before I get into that, I want to bring up my co-host. Give it up for Zach Busby. How you doing, Zach?
I'm doing well. In case if you want to drink along with me, Trumaine, this is just really cheap whiskey in a nice glass. Things are good for me, man. And I'm looking forward to the show, and I can't wait to see what we have in store tonight, man.
Hey, well, I'm excited too. Some crazy stuff. It's definitely gonna be ridiculous. But this is for the woman of the hour. I want to bring up my homegirl. You're gonna see her very soon on Carter Anderson's show. That's actually on the same network, Big Laughs Comedy Network. It's called In the Meantime. Give it up for my homegirl, Aira Juliet.
Hey, and if you want to drink what I'm drinking, it's just a Capri Sun in a Capri Sun packet here.
That's rare.
Yeah, there were 2 for $4 at Target, so
it's pretty dope.
I splurged.
Well, thank you all. I'm actually I need something to sip on myself. I got a whole bottle down here, but for the quoting, I don't know if you saw the sign. The more that we're in lockdown, the longer we take more letters out. So instead of it being quarantine, it's the quoting. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the show. As I said before, the topic is movies and shows that have strong black female leads. Before I get into this, Aira, what was your criteria for picking these movies and shows?
From the ones that I picked, I think for me it was like roles I could see myself in, roles that made me feel, I don't know, excited to be a Black woman, or made me just feel like some type of way, particularly like for Black women. That was my quarantine, is like what level of joy I experienced when watching these women, these films.
That's dope, because Black is beautiful, baby. Black is beautiful. Speaking of which, Zach.
Yeah, what a great segue.
No, if you were to pick some of these movies and shows, what would be your criteria that you would use to pick, movies and shows with strong Black female leads?
I would want to choose a movie or a TV show that features somebody that is doing something a little bit out of the norm in terms of what you usually see for that representation. I think that if I had to gut reaction, my first one would be Watchmen, which we are going to discuss later. And I think that is one of the best examples recently that I've seen.
That's great. But Juneteenth is all year, so we're going back to Aira. All right. So for your first, he's like, fair enough.
Yeah.
So for your first pick, Aira, you chose Waiting to Exhale. Can you tell us why?
So during the quarantine, Hulu's had some good throwbacks to some 90s, some good 90s Black films. And I'd never seen Waiting to Exhale. It was just something I feel like a lot of aunties talk about in your family. Remember when Whitney Houston was in the film? And so it came up on there, and I was like, I bet I'm not going to like it. But it has some scenes that and there was really yes, but also I think it's Angela Bassett at the same time was playing her Rosa Parks role. And people had only seen her as Rosa Parks or someone serious. But in Waiting to Exhale, you see her sexy, you see her rough, you see her she goes on different levels compared to what you'd seen her being portrayed as before.
Right.
So I think that was why I was like, whoa, okay, Angela.
And Aira, for someone that hasn't seen the movie, can you give me the elevator pitch? What is it about?
All you gotta know is Angela Bassett, she sets a car on fire.
That's all I wanted to know.
That's all you want to know. You just and the way that she walks off from it, it's like you wish you could bottle that up into a bottle like of confidence, like for a perfume that you could spray on yourself for confidence. The way that she walks, it's just where they do that at. Like where?
Walk Off by Angela Bassett. All right, Zach, could you go ahead and set us up for that Waiting to Exhale clip?
Yeah, we got ourselves a clip here from a local Austin comic, a good guy that I know. Let's go ahead and set up this video. This is one of the more interesting settings we'll see for any of the videos today, or tonight, rather. This is Will Williams explaining Waiting to Exhale.
Good afternoon. My name is Will Williams, and I'm reenacting the scene from Waiting to Exhale where Michael Beach is in his office. I don't even know what the business is. I don't know what the company they run. It's a business. Black people running it the way life should be. That's all that matters. But either way, he's about to sell the shit. He's also about to leave Angela Bassett. I don't know the character names. He's about to leave Angela Bassett for this new hussy that he met somewhere. She comes in during the middle of the meeting, and Karen at the front, she's like, "Hi, can I help you?" And she's like, "No, I need to talk to my husband, so I need you to get out the way." And before the woman can even react or say, "Sure, I'm out the way," Angela Bassett slaps the absolute shit out this woman's face. Mm-hmm. Like, and when I mean like she slaps her, she puts her whole palm into it, that whole like Venus and Serena's method, you know, that full follow through. She really fucked this bitch's jaw up. Now, after she's done wiping her hands, she walks up to her husband, Michael Beach, which, by the way, have you noticed that Michael Beach always cheats on his wife or girlfriend in movies? That's like the thing he's known for. He did that shit in Soul Food too. I don't remember who he was with. I think he was with Vanessa Williams, and he cheats on his wife with his cousin, his drug addict cousin-in-law. But still, like, come on, bro. Like, it's just something about light-skinned dudes we can't trust. I think that's the real enemy that we all agree on is light-skinned dudes. Like, I think that's the real part. I'm getting off subject. My point is, he's cheating on his wife, gonna take the kids, and trying to take the business shit like that. And she's like, "Fuck that." And she tells him, "You're not gonna steal my business that I started. You're not gonna take my kids. You're not gonna steal my entire life from me." And this motherfucker has the nerve to be like, "I got you, boo. I'm gonna give you $300,000. Who the fuck wants $300,000 out of a business they start? And you know no black woman alive is gonna take that shit lying down.
She sure won't.
What?
Aira, tell us what the fuck we just saw.
So what he's talking about is the scene where after the husband, who does play the same cheating line-ass husband in Soul Food, she walked in, and what he did get wrong is when Angela Bassett, when he first tells her like, "Hey, I'm leaving you," he's like, "I'm leaving you for somebody he works with," and it's the white bitch, it's Karen. It's the Karen that she slapped. So she didn't go in there just slapping nobody. Don't put no evil, vile shit on Angela Bassett. She didn't go in there and slap nobody. She slapped somebody who was sleeping with her man at her law firm that she created with her kids. Yes.
I heard that.
That's what we saw.
Hey, that was one of these moments. I'm telling you, I told you Juneteenth all day, baby. How you feeling, Zach?
Oh, why the specification for the cousin-in-law is one of the parts that I'm coming away with. I don't know why that was a big talking point, but I also had is there a more compelling reason to drink whiskey than what we just saw there? Doesn't that seem like the most relaxing thing in the world?
You're getting twisted up, and I love how the guy doing it was trying to be safe with the social distancing. So he was but he had his mask, so he's.
but he was getting retwisted, redreaded, getting edged up, masked off, and nothing. Jesus,
right?
Oh,
over here like Future. Just needs to be mask on. He was like, "Fuck it, I gotta talk real quick, and I gotta get twisted up." That was you don't get no blacker than that. Thank you so much, Zach, for setting this up. So for my first pick, I'm gonna go straight to you all, the audience, because like I said, you all dictate this show. Zach, again, can you set us up for Jennifer's clip?
Of course. So Jennifer here is going to be discussing Black Panther. It's more of just an explanation of the movie, and I think she takes it in a pretty interesting direction. So let's go ahead and roll that.
I'm Jennifer Mizarevich, and the movie that I picked with a strong Black female lead was Black Panther. I just remember looking at the screen and seeing a strong queen, a general, warrior, and a scientist, all women, and thinking to myself that I had never seen anything like this before, ever. And I needed my little niece to see this movie. It was that important.
Hey, you know what?
Good afternoon.
There's always rooms for allies. Wakanda forever. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, don't do that, Jennifer. So Aira, can you tell us how you feel about Black Panther?
Okay, first of all, another Angela Bassett film. Queen on everything. She had white hair and everything. She still looks good. Second of all, I know we're talking about Black women, but let's talk about the Black men in this film. First of all, Winston Duke, 6'7", as Trinidad and Tobago as M'Baku. I was like, I was like, fuck Black Panther. I was like, who's he? I was like, this is where Wakanda's at. He's got the vibranium. Anyway.
I heard that. It's the hardest part.
It's like he got that vibranium. He got the real. Anyway, Black Panther, yes, because first of all, if you follow Marvel, they do actually introduce his sister. I can't think of his sister's name, but she's supposed to actually end up being the smartest and strongest person in the MCU universe. So first of all, for a Black woman to be one of the smartest and strongest people introduced in that film, that was a big deal for me. But also, a lot of women didn't have hair. Like they always make sure that when women to be sexy, you got to have this long, luscious hair, and that's how always offends me when I watch stuff like Wonder Woman or you watch. I'm like, how is that woman a warrior with her hair? Like you can't fight with your hair flowing and with your titties out. You can't. It's not gonna work. But in Black Panther, not only were they clothed up to the max, their hair was shaved and short, and it wasn't like they were still beautiful without but portrayed them as warriors, which you know what I mean. They didn't have to be sexy, they didn't have to be overtly sexual, which I think is amazing.
See, I told you she was gonna be perfect for the damn show. Zach, what you gotta say?
And Chadwick Boseman really came out of nowhere, didn't he?
Really? He could play every Black character, literally.
He played Jackie Robinson. That was the first time I saw him in 42. And I remember thinking, man, this is Chadwick Boseman like you've never seen him before. But it's because we had never seen him before that.
Also, I've never met another Black man named Chadwick.
Nope. He reclaimed that word.
Chadwick, so he put
I didn't know that you could make those two words go together. Chadwick.
Nope.
I'd never heard that before.
Not until him.
Yeah. I think he's the only person that could pull off that first name.
Yeah.
He reclaimed it. Like, that's his N-word. He reclaimed it, and now he's the hardest Chadwick on this earth.
Also, my other little excerpt about Black Panther is it's Lion King.
It really is, huh?
Loki is Lion King. Like, when I watch it, especially when they go in those, like, the trees, how they relate back to the tree, I'm like, okay, this is kind of like, sorry, Beyonce, this was the first live action Lion King.
I've legit never seen Lion King, so.
Nice.
Were there a lot of car chases in that one too, or was that just Black Panther?
Zach, I'm sick of your shit. All right, no, look here. All right, what we about to do, we are going to go. I'm gonna need you, Zach, to set us up for Jeremy's clip. You about to start talking crazy.
Yeah, Jeremy's is a reenactment of sorts. You know what? I don't think that me setting it up is going to do it any justice. So let's just go ahead and roll this one.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Brown, and this is a scene from Black Panther because obviously I'm the one that's bringing you a scene from Black Panther. In this scene, Bilbo Baggins goes to talk to M'Baku, and M'Baku is not happy about that.
You cannot talk.
One more word and I will feed you to my children. I'm kidding. We are vegetarians. You're freaking out. Oh my god, how racist are you? We think you would just feed you to my kids? Oh my god, British. You're so scared. Oh man.
You know, and that goes to show you don't have to get in blackface to do a black character. So, Aira. Thank you, Jeremy. Aira, what the fuck just happened here?
So that was a reenactment of M'Baku, which okay. But it is a great scene. It is a great scene. He's talking about when the mom when Angela Bassett's portraying the Black Panther's mom at this point, and she's like, please, like, my son, we drink the flower, like we need someone to take over, like all like we need you. And M'Baku like stills the scene with his badass thighs because homeboy is thick as hell. Anyway, he stills the scene and he's like, one more word. And he actually did that really well. I love that he wrapped himself up in a blanket because he actually did that very well. But what was really great is Jeremy laughed at himself. Like he was enjoying it way more than I don't know. He was enjoying it way more than like anybody else was. It was like he was watching himself from another realm and laughing. Like there was way too many laugh scenes in that, and I know that didn't happen in the movie. So yes.
I gotta be fair. I did ask Jeremy to do that scene because I know he's at the house like, bro, I told you don't make me do it. I told you I shouldn't have done it. No, but he didn't do blackface. So Jeremy, you all right, brother? You all right? Zach, how'd you feel about it?
I mean, unrelated. You guys, how do you think quarantine is treating Ari Shaffir?
Hey, for everybody else who isn't a comedian out there, Ari Shaffir looks just like Jeremy if Jeremy got another stimulus check. Go ahead, Zach.
I was just, do you think he regrets that Kobe tweet at this point?
Hey, you know what? I'm telling you, good thing he didn't do that shit in February or June. Isn't it crazy how we ended up getting 2 months now? So you can't do shit in February.
Wait, is it February already?
No, it ain't February, but 2020, everything is February. Right, Aira?
I mean, that's what you said.
Hey,
February,
you're the host.
Every day is February. Awesome. Andre 3000. Happy Valentine. Like something, I don't know.
Hey, no, but you were talking about M'Baku. Did you like him in Us? Did you see Us?
Yes. It's hard not to like him. He does a big, like he's this big, like it's just I love how they try to put him in normal roles because if I saw that 6'7" ass man walk through the door, like you don't have a natural response to him. I love him in everything that he does, his Instagram photos, his Twitter.
I have a lot of theories on the movie Us. I hope we get to that later.
Yeah, I mean it's black, but yeah, maybe. No,
it's a strong black female lead.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
God damn it, Zach. See, keep that up. You go to the cookout at some point too. But yeah, he's absolutely.
Right now, that sounds like a threat with COVID going on. Yeah, come down to the cookout.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, nobody at the cookout right now. I'll be honest. You know, everybody ordering in. That's what they doing. But you were talking about his thighs. Why in every movie he got his thighs out though? Because remember how he had them in regular clothes? He was probably in regular shorts.
Okay, so yes, let's talk about why his thighs are on every single show. Okay, when you see okay, you know how J-Lo in every single movie they had to have her something backless and low because her big thing was she got a big ass. Or when you see someone, what's that one redhead girl that's in that that's in The Help with the huge chest? Like they have her in everything.
Yeah, Mad Men, Mad Men, Miss Mad Men.
Christina Hendricks.
Yes, and you're just like, man, and it's like they wear an extra shirt to have up here for no reason.
Right.
That's Winston Duke's thighs. I don't know what it is, but the first time I saw the movie, I was like, that's how I want to die. I would do anything to be there. Like I don't know.
Like-
Him and Blake Griffin, big thighs.
Just treat your shoulders like handlebars. Just. I heard that.
I just want a piggyback ride from him. Like, it's not even like normal shit. It's just like, come on.
I love how you took this from X-rated to like you ended it at TVG. That was like the best reverse joke ever. It's like, I want to die like that. Can I just get a piggyback ride? I was like, that's a left turn for that ass. That's how you know you're a comedian. How do you feel about his thighs, Zach?
I give him a 10 out of 10. Would ride a piggyback with him. Absolutely. Both him and Blake Griffin. I think Blake Griffin's the only way I'll ever dunk.
Don't you set that fantasy up. Don't you do that. That's just...
Hey, I would love to play Marco Polo with them.
I'd love for them just to pass me back and forth on their shoulders for hours.
I would pay to watch that, actually.
I
don't want to be around people, but I'll pay to watch that.
Why don't you want to be around people?
Because people are fucking disgusting. They are raw dogging this Rona air, and it's disgusting. Hey,
let's go ahead and set up the next clip.
Tell me I'm lying.
Raw dog, Winston Duke's Rona air.
I heard that. See, it went from TVG to like just straight up. They gonna get us off this goddamn.
Is raw dogging air just not wearing a mask?
Yeah. You taking all the Rona air in.
Okay, that makes sense.
What'd you say, Aira?
We're going future style, mask off.
Oh yeah, they going maskless. They literally taking in that bubonic. Yes, that bubonic times 2, because you know that bubonic.
It's back. Did you see that?
That bubonic.
It ain't never left.
No.
Yeah, but it's like back again. I don't know if that's just like a news headline that's trying to scare us, but like it's back big time.
Other that we're getting or.
It's more or less, it's a whole bunch of people not washing their goddamn hands. If you do comedy shows, it's the people who pee and then do one of these in the water. They just do one of these real quick and walk the fuck out. That's bubonic right there. If you're not washing your hands, you doing the bubonic.
They're doing that in their piss stream? Is that what you're saying?
No. Well, they may as well been. They doing that in the water. They ain't get no soap, no antibacterial.
Okay. I was legit lost for a second.
No. I'm talking about with the water. You know, with the water, bro. And you know, it's the sink. The sink. That's the sink. This is the sink right here.
Let's set up the next segment.
All right. So, Aira, for your next pick, you chose How Stella Got Her Groove Back. Why was that?
Why not? Like, you see how good there's. First of all, okay, Whoopi Goldberg plays the best friend. Whoopi Goldberg, and people talk a lot of crap about Whoopi Goldberg in this period. They're just like, oh, she's like, no one really gives her a lot of like, doesn't give her props. You know, they always make her like, she always set her up when I was younger. Like they always set her up to be like ugly. Like she wasn't a beautiful, woman or anything like that. But in this movie, she plays the ultimate best friend. She sets up her friend, allows her to, literally hooks her up. Doesn't hook her up, but has her back when she's getting her little fling on with her little young, little Jamaican man up in here. It was fun to see both those girls going on a vacation. 2 Black women experiencing life, being carefree, being joyless. She left her kid at home. She went and she saw her little tight body. What's his name? The guy that's on Rent. What's his name? The guy who's
on Tay Diggs.
Tay Diggs. She got her little Tay Diggs, little tight body. She got early 90s Tay Diggs tight body. Which he hasn't aged, but she got tight body Tay Diggs.
You ain't lying. All right, you ain't lying. I always call him tight body Tate Diggs. Zach, for Aira's second clip, can you set us up?
Yeah, of course. Before I set it up, I do want to mention that if anybody's talking shit about Whoopi Goldberg, that's ridiculous. She's literally EGOTed, which means she has an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. Not many people can fucking do that. And I have all the respect in the world for Whoopi Goldberg. Now, we're going to go ahead and set up this clip for Gabe Davis. He's going to tell us a little bit about how Stella got her groove back. By the way, I helped him move into this apartment he's in this video.
Hi, my name is Gabe Davis, and this is a clip from How Stella Got Her Groove Back. It should be noted that I have not seen this movie in its entirety, so some of this is going to come off a bit ignorant. The clip starts off with Stella sitting at breakfast with a young man played by Tate Diggs. She asks the young man his name, and he responds in a horrible Jamaican accent, like, Winston Shakespeare, man. He didn't say man, but he might as well have. They comment back and forth about the name Shakespeare because she's a little iffy on that name. And he's like, what? Shakespeare was black, so was Socrates, right? So then they talk back and forth. He asked her name. She said Stella. Obviously, it's in the movie title. He should have known. After that, he's like, how old are you and where are your parents? And he was like, my parents are where they're supposed to be. And then he asked, how old do you think I am? And then she goes, 25. And he's like, well, I'm on 21, which makes me 20. And then she's like, oh, you're a baby, right? But she didn't really like get up in haste either. You know, much respect to Winston Shakespeare. I'm sorry, Winston Shakespeare. He finds out she's 40 and then gives her a compliment as in, you know, very easy. Like, you look good for 40. But he didn't say that. He said, I've never seen a 40-year-old that looked like you, right? Which wasn't a diss, but you didn't say she looked better than, she looked younger than 40. You just said she looked good for 40, which I do respect. I hate when people will be like, oh, you look younger than that when you clearly look your age. You've just seen horrible looking 32-year-olds. Plus, much respect to Winston Shakespeare for hollering at this 40-year-old and getting her. You know, when she found out he was 20, she should have jetted, but she did not. So it's kind of creepy on her part, because we all know to be hack, if you did the other way around, it'd be a little bit creepy. So I think it's creepy on her part that she stayed. I don't expect Winston Shakespeare to get up and leave when he found out she's 40, because now that just raised the stakes. You know what I'm saying? I treat vagina like plantains. The older it is, the more likely I will peel it apart and eat it.
There was a lot. Good thing you're not afraid to eat it, though. Aira, really quick, tell us from the woman's perspective what just happened.
So what had happened was Stella was at her first night at her little first breakfast at her little retreat. She's eating by herself, and she's also tight body. First of all, tight body Angela Bassett. She's sitting there. Here comes dark chocolate, tight body Taye Diggs sits next to her, and exactly what happens. You know, they find out each other's age, but they both look good for their age, and they're both like, you know, what should we like? They're both, you know, Stella lost her groove, so
she got it. Yep.
And he had the groove.
He should.
She didn't know he had the groove, but he had the groove.
So that's the elevator pitch for this movie, is that he had the groove and she didn't, but by the end she got the groove.
They found that groove together.
Hey, they groove something. That's the goddamn 90s. And if y'all like our groove and you want to help us get our groove back, because our stimulus checks are already out, can you go ahead and pull up that donations page for us, please, David? He's running all this stuff for us. A good guy. You please give us all your monies. All right. It's with 2 E's. The Venmo is at BL Comedy. That's Black Comedy. Why? Because it's me and Aira on this goddamn show. It's Black Comedy. And then go ahead. If you don't have Venmo, that's cool. Go over to Cash App. $ Big Laugh Comedy. All the proceeds go to the comedians and the crew, and making sure that these Black folks keep their lights on. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get back into this. For my next clip, again, we're going back to the audience. Zach, can you set up Lena, please?
Yeah, of course. Lena is here going to talk a little bit about Watchmen, and she's going to be, like, whenever she's asked about it, she's going to look very surprised, so don't let that throw you.
If you could do me a favor and just talk into the camera, tell me your name, and then tell me who is your favorite BIPOC female lead?
Ooh. Hi, my name is Elena Bates, and my favorite BIPOC female lead is Regina King in The Watchmen. I think her character is pretty badass. It's a joy just following how tough she is, and I love how they choose to reveal different pieces and gems about character until their entire backstory is revealed.
She goddamn right. We love Regina King here. Aira, how'd you feel about The Watchmen, the show?
I watched that series 3 times. I love Watchmen. Everybody in it's beautiful. I don't know how to pronounce the guy who plays Watchmen Haddon's name, but
it's pronounced Lube Man.
Yaha. His name's like Yaha or something. I don't know, but
he gonna call him Candyman soon because that's what he gonna be.
I honestly, when I saw those ads, I was calling Candyman in the mirror real quick. I was like, is he coming or not? Because anyway, but Watchmen, first of all, yes, beautiful Black female lead, and why I think that it's so important is because it shows her, because I feel like especially dark skinned Black women in shows are portrayed to always have to be strong. Like they don't always get that big like feminine part. It's always like a strong like warrior, something like that. And for her, they show her on so many levels. You get to see her, going through her emotional state. You get to see her be a mother. You see her being sexy. You see her being a warrior. And like they showed in so many different ways, but also you watch her process her traumas, but also her family's traumas. You watch her go through that. And that's so big in the Black community to actually be someone who's like forces herself to deal with their past and forces themselves to deal with their trauma and like confront it head on. And she wasn't even scared of like the stuff that happened to her in her past. She still wanted to be like someone who fought against the things that like oppressed her in her past, which is, that's hard for anybody. Like if something like you go through something bad in your life, like if somebody, like if a dog attacked you when you were little, most people who were attacked by a dog don't like dogs. But she had some things happen to her in her past, and she still didn't allow that to. That was just really well written, especially for the time, especially for the she played off everybody really well, and period.
You know what? I bet you everybody watching didn't know that we was gonna take this bitch straight to church, and it ain't even Sunday. Aira, you better testify, goddammit. That's what we doing over here. You wild as hell. How you feeling though, Zach? You didn't even know that she was about to hit us with some scripture, did you?
Today's not Sunday? Because rent's due on Monday for me. Is it really not Sunday? Because I'm fucked otherwise.
Today is actually Monday. It's Monday Night Tops. But it's all, hey, baby, it's all
Oh,
good.
that's why the show's called. Okay. On Watchmen, I think I've also watched it 3 times all the way through. Awesome. I think it's the best show in the past decade, especially the Regina King character. I think she's the best character in a TV show in a decade as well. And the way the show ends, and I think that is actually going to be how it ends, is mind blowing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's one of the most powerful images I've ever seen a series end on.
Tell me this though, did you all know, and this is even more so why she deserved that Oscar that she got. She deserved it like 4 times over. Did y'all know that she was both the voice of Riley and Huey on the Boondocks?
I did know that.
Like watching her go back and forth between those, she didn't deserve her flowers. So thank you, Aira. You set us all the way to goddamn up. Zach, can you take us into the clip from Rachael?
Of course, yeah. So Rachel's going to also talk a little bit about Watchmen here. She's going to talk a lot about lube men, and I'm going to go ahead and say this now. I didn't know that white men were afraid of lube, but I think she's going to explain why we are.
Awesome.
Hi, I'm Rachel, and I'm going to be talking about a scene from Watchmen. So it's Sister Night versus Lube Man. Sister Night is a black woman dressed all in black. Lube Man, his superpower is lube. I'm not joking. That is literally his superpower. His superpower is to cover himself in lube, and he is called Lube Man. The names are very literal. As an autistic person, I appreciate that. And, I have never seen The Watchmen. I know nothing about it. But Lube Man, he's got to be a white man. Like, there's no way he is not. His superpower is literally being slippery and getting away with things. Sound familiar? He even goes into a sewer. White man. But I do have to say, I appreciate the fact that they made like a male superhero who isn't afraid of lube. Because, come on, straight men, why are you afraid of lube? It's no comment on your masculinity or sexual prowess to need lube sometimes. Like, you try producing spit for 2 hours in one go, without break and without drinking water. Can you do it? No. No, you can't, because the human body sometimes just needs some help. And that's what lube is. It's help. It's help for you. It's help for us. It's help for your soul.
And see, that clip was sponsored by Astroglide. Astroglide, if it ain't wet, use our shit. Astroglide, men by Astroglide. Aira, Rachel, thank you, and shout out to Baby Yoda group. Aira, can you please tell us what the hell's going on in this? What she was talking about?
I had to recollect my thoughts on that. That was.
You need to lube up your brain real quick.
Yeah, I don't know if she meant to send that here. Was that for a clinic so was there another place that I needed to go to? Also,
There was a lot of lube.
I respect a pro lube, first of all. I respect that. You know, you always got to be prepared. And I do think that she is on a point there. I don't think it's just white men. I feel like men in particular, they're like, oh my gosh, like my game's not good enough. Why I got to use it? It's not about you sometimes, men. That's what it's about. It's not about you. Anyways, back to the show.
No. Hey, talk your shit.
Talk my shit. Why was Lube Man introduced though? When I rewatched it the last time, never reappears. We all know it's the skinny dude that's working with what's. I mean, we all know who it is. We all know, but there was never a need. There was never. First of all, there was never a reason for him to look and do what he did. For him to lie, and they created that scene for us. They created it for this moment, for her to have her lube video. That's what that was created for. That there was no reason to have Lube Man. But Sister Night in them heels and that hot ass outfit ran after Lube Man and almost caught him if he wouldn't have slid in the lube and down the sewer. So I think for me, that's a powerful scene because a woman of advanced age, I'm not even of advanced age. I don't want to run. If someone saw me at that point, I don't even have to be in boots. I'm not chasing you. Like they got the photos, they saw what I did. I'm not chasing you. But she ran middle of the day, hot as hell, all black.
All black.
And if he wouldn't have had lube, we would have saw who that was. But we all know who it was.
But hey, she was right though. He was slippery in the bitch.
I never knew it was Lube Man. But I thought that was like cooking oil and some oil.
Yeah, he put Crisco on him.
He's grill man. He's
Big Mama house.
One of those skewers you put on the. I don't know what that was for.
He was left over from the barbecue.
Yeah, I was like,
barbecue man.
He was a little barbecue man. I don't. I'm gonna be honest. I will not. Even when I rewatch it, because I like to read some of the forums and stuff. Sometimes when I'm watching something, because I'm the person with TV anxiety. When I feel like something's not going the way I like it, I gotta Google and figure out. I'm a spoiler, and I was reading those forums, and everybody's like, "Why was Lube Man necessary?"
He wasn't.
He wasn't.
It's the first time lube was not a complete necessity for a situation. It was just lube for the sake of lube.
It didn't bring us to no completion. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish I could have been in that writer's room. Like,
could you imagine?
We're gonna put him in a suit, and you know what? Carry lube. Just.
And then someone's just like, "Can we do 2 things of lube?" You going somewhere?
You're wild, Dan. Don't be crazy.
All the male writers were really scared of the plot point. They're like, "Whoa, we don't like lube. We're terrified of it." Which again, I'm just now learning, but I'm starting to come to terms with the fact that I too am afraid of it. So
when you have 2 hours of not being able to make spit, which I don't understand that graphic.
Well, I've been in that situation.
The sad thing is,
that made me think of things I did not need to think of in situation. I don't even know that girl. I don't even know her.
No, I love Rachel, but the thing that made me think of is that like all of us are like in our, closer to 30s to being in their 30s. We ain't had no 2 hour shit in about 15 years. like now we get in and get out. But yeah,
I think that goes back to the man thing, wasn't it?
You're right. No, you're right. Go ahead.
I'm just because you say you get in and get out. That's
no. See, don't see this. See, that's why you over here trying to give me some sound bites. No, I'm talking about in high school, a lot of dudes, we didn't know better. I'll be honest. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing in high school. It was 2 hours and a whole lot of nothing. I feel bad for anybody watching who knew me in high school because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I needed a halftime. And that's actually what we're coming up to right now is the halftime. We're going to take a random commercial break. And when we get back, we're going to get into the film degrees of separation. And we're going to learn who won last month's game. It's going to be our $50 gift card winner. Go ahead and run those commercials.
Films. Enjoy. So my boyfriend was going down on me last night, and then we made out, and then I was hitting this, and now it tastes like pussy.
Okay, so the movie starts on July 2nd, but it's called Independence Day. Foreshadowing. So you got Will Smith, he's a fighter pilot. He's really good at it. And then you got the president, he's got nice hair, and everyone thinks he's an okay guy. But then you got this other guy who's kind of kooky. He flies airplanes and he crop dusts, not just farts. But everyone's like, he's so weird. And they're like, maybe aliens did something. But then the aliens show up, and they're all a bunch of saucers. And he's like, you're back and you play with my butt. I don't like it. And everyone's like, oh, aliens are real. And then Jeff Goldblum's like, you better not trust them. They're going to attack us. But no one listens to him. And then they attack us and they blow up all the major cities, and we're like, oh no! And then Will Smith, he's in a fighter pilots, and then they kill his best friend, and then he shoots down the alien, and the alien crashes, and he's like, welcome to Earth, and they capture him. They cut open the alien to try to be like, what's up with aliens? And then the alien's like, oh, and then he kills a bunch. He kills Data, and the Data's like, oh, and then he uses his telekinetic powers to be like, tell him, let me go. And they're like, is that bulletproof glass? And they're like, it isn't, sir. And they're like, and they shoot it, and then he's dead. But then Jeff Goldblum finds out that the aliens don't have antivirus protection. They don't have McAfee. So he gives it one, and they fly up to the mothership, and they just and they get it and go, boop, 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 and it makes them all vulnerable. And then the guy who's like, you probed my butt, and now I'm gonna fly a missile right up into your hole. Boom, welcome home. And then it's Independence Day. Thank you, America.
First of all, I need to shout out and Flag. We love you. You wild as hell, girl. You wild as hell. Please follow her on everything. And ladies, if you want to do a random clip and about anything, I want you to take over my halftime. So hit me up at Trumaine Bradley. As for you, Luke, it's not called Independence Day anymore. It's called Will Smith Day and Jeff Goldblum. Thank you all. That was my nemesis, Luke Severite. Make sure you check out his show, Wait What? It's also on Big Laughs Comedy Network. Luke, I still hate you, and you know that game was rigged. Cool. So we're going to go ahead into our next portion. It's called Film Degrees of Separation. Can you bring up those rules, please? So for everybody who is brand new to this game, we're going to go ahead and give away from last month a $50 gift card. And for the month of July, $75. So we are upping the ante. So if you're going to play this game, people have to be connected by the roles. You can only use actors and directors. No TV show connections. No, well, he was on Breaking Bad. No, you can't do that. You can say El Camino, but you can't say Breaking Bad. So the way the points work, 1 point per correct answer, 5 points if you are first, and that's based off of the first right answer, and 3 points if you make the connection in fewer than the films asked. So that's, for example, if I asked you to connect Bradley Cooper and Eddie Murphy, you would say Bradley Cooper was in A Star is Born with Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle was in The Nutty Professor with Eddie Murphy. Yes, he was. Women be shopping. You can't stop a woman from shopping. You can keep on answering in the comments. You can go for the whole 10 minutes. You can copy other people's answers. Don't matter, because who knows if you're going to be right or not. I'm not going to tell you until later. Go ahead to the next screen. So for the question, go ahead and connect Denzel Washington and Will Smith in 3 films or less. Connect Denzel Washington and Will Smith in 3 films or less. Go ahead. We're going to bring this back. So for your last pick, Aira, you chose the movie BAPS. Can you tell us why?
my dog has to get in here. BAPS is really, hold on.
Oh, just so y'all know that them 10 minutes already started. I ain't gonna give y'all no CPT.
So BAPS is one of those movies I did not know was real. It's Halle Berry, pre-nose job here. And she is playing a role that you would never see her play ever again. Like, it's just, I don't know how to explain it. And I don't want to use terms that seem degrading, but it's just like she's playing a role of just like a 90s Oakland, big hooped, like it's just who you want to be. It's Halle Berry, waffles, fried chicken, getting your hair did. I just, it's a better love story than Twilight. These girls go from the hood to riches, and we love a story like that. I love seeing girls that were told they didn't deserve the world get the world. So
it was literally the Beverly Hills Billies with black folks. Hella black.
Have you seen BAPS?
I definitely have seen BAPS.
I was like, BAPS is that girl.
BAPS is good and ignorant, and I love that she got an Oscar after doing BAPS, because BAPS, it don't get no more 90s than that. They're not making that again. That can't get made.
Especially now, you cannot make that movie, because it was just, especially and it was on Netflix. I want to say a few months ago. They were doing like that lead, the strong black lead, when they put it up, and I was like, why is it? I love this movie, but it's not.
Nah, it ain't strong.
But it's great. It's a very good movie. Gold Tooth, Halle Berry.
It sure was.
Halle Berry.
Okay. One gold tooth. It was only one. Zach, have you seen BAPS?
I have not, but I didn't know that they made better love stories than Twilight, so I'm interested. I thought that was the peak, but I'm glad to hear they did better, and I'm happy. I'm gonna watch BAPS ASAP.
Don't worry, they play it on BT every Tuesday night. It's on BT at 8:15.
If UPN was still a thing, it'd be on the middle of the day, when you school or don't have a job. It's one of those films that comes on.
You look up, it go Baby Boy, BAPS, Rosewood. You know? I'm sorry, Zach. It got really black right there. Zach, can you please set us up for the next clip?
Yeah, Jess is going to talk about BAPS, and Jess has cool glasses on.
Hi, I'm going to be doing a scene from BAPS, or BAPS, starring Halle Berry. It's the 90s and we're in a record store. And there's this clerk, he's just this young black guy, and he is living his best life. He is so happy because he's working in a record store and he has no idea that this industry is gonna die. He has no idea. So this old white guy approaches and he's trying to get this clerk's attention. And every time this guy tries to touch him or get his attention, he moves away. He's the actual Artful Dodger from Oliver Twist. He was magnificent, and so is this clerk. This clerk is magnificent, and it's hilarious. And if I could move so artfully away from white guys who want my attention, what a world. Anyways, so the old white guy grabs him by the shoulders, which, yikes, in 2020 vision, or just ever, ew, and says he needs his help. And the clerk's like, all right, well, classical's over there. So then the white guy goes, no, I'm looking for rap. So he's British. He is Anglo-Saxon. He is the original white guy. He takes out a notepad, puts his glasses on, and says, it says what he's looking for, which is Tupac, not Tupac, Tupac, Too Short, The Dog Pound, Ice Cube, Iced Tea, Bitch Better Have My Money, and Pull Up to the Bumper, Baby.
Hey, yo, that pull up to the bumper part took me the fuck out. Error, really fast. Can you tell us what we just saw?
She did that scene justice. That's exactly what happens. It's an old white dude who might have played Alfred at one point on a knockoff Batman movie. And he says, Tupac, the dog pound, pull up to the bumper, baby. Because they wanted some CDs. The two girls that wanted to turn the party out, and the old white dude that was housing Halle Berry and her ever so luscious thick friend there too. They wanted to turn up. They got some records, and she's right. It's a good scene.
I'm telling you, that dates us because some people are watching it like CDs. What are those? Zach, let's go ahead and I'm gonna get you to set me up for my last pick. Again, it comes from you all, the audience. Go ahead and run the clip from Paul, or Zach, you set us up with the clip from Paul.
Oh yeah, for sure. We're gonna go ahead and set up the clip from Paul talking about Jackie Brown.
Hello, my name is Paul, and a movie that I saw that's kind of underrated, overlooked, that stars a strong black female lead for me was 1997's Jackie Brown with Pam Grier. I was probably 16 years old when I saw it in the theater, and the first thing that I noticed was I'd never seen a movie before where the black female lead had so much power over the men in the film, and that to me was very interesting and inspiring. And so it actually got me to go back to look at other movies from the 60s and 70s and the blaxploitation films and the films of Jim Brown, and it opened up the Mario Van Peebles films and the other films by Pam Grier as well. And so for that reason, that movie really played a really influential role in my movie going. And it's underrated, and she should have got an Oscar nomination, and she probably should have won.
You know what? Paul? You goddamn right. He nailed it. And Pam Grier's still fine as hell. And she could beat my ass too. Aira, how did you feel about Jackie Brown?
So I've never seen Jackie Brown. I did kind of look it up when we saw this film, but I do like what I'm in between about what he said. He's never seen a film where, a black woman had so much power over men. I'm like, that's life, baby. First of all, second of all, but that I never knew that was a Quentin Tarantino film. We discussed that. So that's a movie that I'm definitely looking into. It's like I'm on the fence about blaxploitation films because I do love them because it allowed, in a way, it did allow us to be us. But it made it in a way that was consumable for other people, and it can make us caricatures. And so sometimes that's why I'm on the fence about that, especially the way that Black women were portrayed. Yes, and that's one thing I can say about the way that I read about Jackie Brown is they did show her more strong than as a siren or a vixen, because I feel like in blaxploitation films, the Black women were always just sexualized, heavily sexualized. Right. And sometimes they're degrading in a worse way, like where it just shows Black women as like the Jezebel figure that all we're good for is just honestly sleeping with men, and that's really all our bodies are used for. So that's where I kind of toe the line on blaxploitation films. But I do like when they have ones that either make parodies or are a kind of a form, because I feel like people, especially if it does have people of color, they kind of nodded in the direction of, okay, but Black women are also powerful, not just sexy,
Right. No, you're absolutely, you know what? You're taking us to church all day, every day. Thank you so much, Aira. Zach, can you go ahead and set us up with our last clip from Dave J?
Yeah, of course. Dave J is going to talk a little bit more about Jackie Brown here, and I think he shows off his comedic chops in this video.
Hey, Dave J here. I'm here to tell you about this scene from Jackie Brown. So in this scene, we see the titular Jackie Brown. She's sitting at a desk in a pawn shop. I think it's a pawn shop. Sam Jackson walks in, and he's got long hair. He looks like the Crypt Keeper. It's very unsettling. And come here, boy. Yeah, Sam Jackson walks in, and he says something to her like, where's my money? I don't know, something like that. And she goes, he's got a gun. And then Michael Keaton comes around the corner. He plugs Sam Jackson. He dies. Also, Debo is there. And Michael Keaton is wearing socks with flip-flops. And that's pretty much the scene. What is really interesting, though, is that this is an early Tarantino film, and so it's really cool to see the difference between his old stuff and his new stuff, because you can hardly tell that it's a Tarantino scene because nobody says the N-word.
Was there someone standing behind him in that shot?
Yes. I'm about to say.
I was like, is this The Ring? Don't play with me.
Yo, there's parts that I cut out, but yeah, his daughter is like right behind him holding a doll. It's the funniest shit ever. I had to cut it out for time, but it was hilarious. But the other thing we got to bring up, that toy dog had on a goddamn mask. Can you tell me y'all saw that shit?
Toy dog?
That was a toy dog, yes.
Man, this is American Sniper all over again, man.
Oh yeah, I like any shot at Clint Eastwood. But anyways, Aira, really quick, can you tell us what happened in that? What he was talking about?
I do. That's one of the things I feel like I love that he brought up that it was hard to tell if it was a Tarantino film because we know that Tarantino has a hard on for saying the N-word multiply in scenes.
Yes.
And it's so crazy how actors will be like so willing. It's so funny. Every time, like when I watch that scene from Django Unchained and Leonardo DiCaprio, like hard goes into the N-word. It's like, were you waiting? Like, is this your like? I don't know. I feel like maybe they have a hard on for doing it. Like, I don't know. When you watch it, you're just like, how did you get so intense to say hard R N-word? But anyway, I've never seen Jackie Brown, so I'm definitely gonna have to catch into it. But what is the movie? Is it that he has where? Oh,
who's in it?
What am I thinking of? It's a Quentin Tarantino film, early Tarantino, 90s.
So at least 100 N-words. Go ahead.
Reservoir Dogs.
Reservoir Dogs, literally. That's exactly what I'm thinking of. Where that one's even on the way that one's filmed and set up. That one for me is also. I didn't realize it was a Tarantino film until after I watched it, and they do have the N-word in it, but it's just the way that he had changed himself cinematically, the way that it was filmed, set up by scene by scene.
And Tarantino's the one saying it in that movie too.
He is.
His thing is if he's gonna be in a movie, he's like, I get to say the N-word and I get to put someone's foot in my mouth.
You know what?
Tarantino film I'm talking about when Salma Hayek puts her whole foot in his mouth.
The whole ass foot.
The whole
Ain't
foot.
nothing else to say now. I'm like, you can't, and that's why you took a sip. You weren't even thirsty. That's how you know you won with that goddamn comment. But really quick, I need to let these audience members know that 10 minutes are up. All right. Your 10 minutes are up. But what we're gonna do before I go into the little game that we like to play called Dubs and Trays, we're going to tell you who won in June. The winner of June was Abby Matt. She had 317 points just because she just kept retweeting. That's all you can do, or retweet, whatever, resubmitting shit. I don't know, posting stuff after I posted. I put Twitters and I put S on everything. Perfect. So what we're going to do, and I'm going to start with you, Aira, all right? The way Dubs and Trays works is if one person gets the answer right, they get dubs. Everybody who answered during the game gets double the points. If both of y'all get the answer right, everybody get Trumaine. Yes, that means you get triple the points. And I came up with all that. You're looking at me crazy, but Black people, we got to make sure we put, that's gonna be on a t-shirt one day, Dubs and Trumaines. That's what's gonna be.
I couldn't tell you came up with it.
Huh?
I couldn't tell that you came up with it by the name.
Really? Oh, what? Normally, because my name is in the title, it's like Gabe said earlier. That's what we call a callback in comedy. All right, cool. So I'm starting with you, Aira. You have 30 seconds. Connect Denzel Washington and Will Smith in 3 films or less. 30 seconds.
Oh, I didn't have time.
I love this.
Denzel Washington.
This is wonderful.
Why don't I know anything he's been in? Oh my gosh, Denzel Washington.
You know them teeth though. You have 15 seconds.
I don't know anything. I can't even name one Denzel Washington movie right now except Training Day.
He was in Training Day. That's
Day, and there was Mississippi Burning or whatever. And
damn, he sure wasn't.
I can't think of anything else. I'm sorry. All I know is both of them are hot. Both of them.
It's all good. Aira just knows that every movie he was in, he was the hottest one. It's all that matters because it's Juneteenth. Even when you're wrong, you're still right on Juneteenth.
His son.
Hey, you goddamn right. He in another movie coming out very soon.
Yeah,
Tenet. That's gonna be the one. I might catch COVID for that one. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going out. But Zach, you got 30 seconds. Connect Denzel Washington and Will Smith in 3 films or less. Go.
Perfect. I'm going to take a little bit of time here to talk about the movie Us since we didn't get a chance to talk about it earlier. The movie Us, I think, is a borderline masterpiece. And I think there are a lot of hidden clues that a lot of people haven't figured out yet. Did you notice that the kid at the beach was digging underground to try to go back to where he was? Maybe that was like trying to say that not only the mother was from the underground, but also he was too. And maybe that's the look at the end that they share. But to win this game real quick, Denzel was in He Got Game with Rosario Dawson, and Rosario Dawson was in 7 Pounds with Will Smith.
God, you know what?
Rosario Dawson was also in Men in Black 3 with Will Smith.
Men in Black 2, but you see what? You know what? fuck it, I'm gonna give everybody triple the points because I was surprised that you even knew a goddamn movie. It was Men in Black 2. And Zach, I'm gonna give that to you because every single movie you named had Black people as the lead. So it's okay you talked about us because you literally talked about us. So thank you, Zach, and thank you, Aira, for knowing one of the movies. Everybody getting triple the points tonight. Really quick. We getting Trumaine. See, that's why I need you on the show, Aira. All right, Aira, tell us really quick. Do you have anything to plug? Where can people find you? What do you want them to see? Do you not want them to find you? Go.
Okay, anything to plug? I'm going to be on In Meantime the 17th. I'm also going to be at one of my friends has a podcast called The Tea with Bree. I'm going to be talking about how not to bother Black women on that. That's going to be released tomorrow. You can find me on Instagram, Can't Breathe with No Aira, and that comes from the Jordan Sparks and Chris Brown song, Tell Me How I'm Supposed to Be With No Air. And then, at the end, Can't Breathe with No Aira. Okay, that's where it comes from. And there we go. Where else can you find me? I'm like, that's it. That's all I want you to find me on. Anything else?
Yep.
You're stalking.
Hey, you know what? We calling the police on y'all now too. Thank you, Aira. You were fucking fantastic. You made this a great episode. Normally we ended on the Black, but it's okay. Zach, it's not your fault. Go ahead. Can you tell us, Zach, what you have coming up and where people can find you? Let them know about your show too. What's it called? All I Do Is Win with Ty New Win. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, me and Ty do a weekly show every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. called All You Do Is Win with Ty New Win. I am his co-host. A lot of people send in questions. We give them advice on how to change their lives for the better. You can also find me on Instagram at zachbusby.comedy. And I used to be a really good stand-up comedian, but the world changed. And that's it.
No, well, thank you.
I opened for the Sklar Brothers. So.
Did you open for them?
I did.
That's awesome. And that was actually a great show. I wish I could have been there to see it, but I have no money. So thank you both for being on my show. And send out the best to Chad Alexander, my co-host. I really hope that he feels better at his family as well. Thank you both. I hope to have you all again. But now it is time for the true blackout report. You coming to that one? That's right, baby. All right. Now, we've had a lot of fun tonight, but from childhood all the way to being an adult, I shaped my perfect Black female lead character the whole time. All right. She, one, has to have the confidence of Pam Grier from Jackie Brown, the grace of Whitney Houston from The Preacher's Wife. That's the only movie. And Angela Bassett, not from any one movie, but from all Angela Bassett movies. The style of Diana Ross from Mahogany, the intelligence of Queen Latifah from Living Single, and the ability to save an entire movie like Halle Berry in Swordfish. The Black female lead on screen is as powerful as she is mysterious. You have to protect her at all costs. So that leaves me with my picks. My first pick is Blackish. I love the show Blackish. It stars Tracee Ellis Ross because when the show came out, President Cheeto said the title was racist. What if they made a show and called it whitish? Well, sir, they have. It's called Friends. That was actually my moment. 2 more of those, and I get to call the cops on your barbecue. I hope you had a good 4th of July. I enjoyed my second Juneteenth. But yeah, anyways, this is all ironic because the show Friends was stolen from a Living Single, starring Queen Latifah, which goes to show behind every great idea is a greater Black queen. UNITY, UNITY. Well, that's a unity. Second on my list, I'm going to go with Waiting to Exhale as well. I love Waiting to Exhale. It starred Angela Bassett because there was a scene where she takes her ex-husband's car and sets it on fire. So it was literally the first time in history that every Black man in America collectively apologized at the same damn time. Because they knew at that very moment, every Black woman in America got the same damn idea. Guys, if she's all in and she's singing Stand By Your Man, do your part, stand by your woman and by your car. You only have liability, and that property damage, that's on you, Chief. For my last pick, it hasn't come up yet, but I love The Color Purple. It stars Whoopi Goldberg. It's a strong Black movie. The Color Purple is so good that it's the only movie that made me hate Danny Glover and like Whoopi Goldberg. The movie is so good that for a moment, you actually believe Oprah's really poor. But we know you not. Help us, Oprah. Help us, please. Not to mention, it's directed by Steven Spielberg. I love Steven Spielberg, which goes to show, no matter how good a story is by Black people, Hollywood will find a way to turn the person in charge into a Jewish white man. In fact, every movie production ends up eventually turning into the second coming of Christ. New King James Version. But Harvey Weinstein dies at the end of this one. In fact, that's a great new movie. Turn The Color Purple into the color no means no. Fuck Harvey Weinstein. Protect all women. And that is all I gotta say about that. Because there needs to be more Black female lead characters in Hollywood. So listen up. I need you to really listen to me, Hollywood, because I'm gonna pitch to you why you need to hire more diversity. A Black female lead is perfect because Black females lead. And it's just time for the rest of the world to catch up. I'm looking at you, men. Thank you all for joining the conversation tonight. You all started this. I want you to tune in to Monday Night Tops next week at 8 o'clock. Follow Big Laughs Comedy for all upcoming shows. I've been Trumaine Bradley. Don't be problematic. Y'all use condoms. Good night.